लौड़े लग गए लौड़े लग गए लौड़े लग गए लौड़े लग गए. So Manchester United 2 and Chelsea 1. Yeah, I'm supposed to be sad about this, but my way of dealing with sadness is singing. And I'm so gutted about our performance. It was absolute garbage. But you know what? This time I've got an amazing guest, one of my friend Ashwin, who is the doppelganger of the Manchester United midfield, Sofia Amrabat. So Ashwin,
What's up, Sumir?
fuck, that was an incredible game.
It was.
An absolute shitty performance by Chelsea, but I'm sure you must have been really pleased that y'all got through.
Yeah, because United was playing shit for the last couple, not last couple, but at least the Galatasaray and the Newcastle game. So it was encouraging them to see some improvement, some energy.
Yeah, definitely. In fact, I feel Ten Hag is definitely going to keep his job for a more bit longer after this performance.
It's difficult to say. I think results will dictate whether Ten Hag is going to be in or out. We all know the reports that have been going around. He's lost half the dressing room.
Yeah, that body, I was so hoping that we beat y'all, and it's fucked up for Chelsea as we are playing the worst football right now, and I don't know how we're going to come back after this. But definitely Ten Hag has bought time over this, but I don't know how long it's going to last, because you guys have even Liverpool, and that could totally defeat you all. But you have to give it up for United, as you guys are basically winning a lot of games.
We are grinding out games. So they're teams that we're beating in the bottom half of the table. It's nothing. I think Chelsea was the first win that we had from a team which is supposedly top 6. So it's not the greatest performances, but at the end of the day, they're still 3 points from the top 4.
Yeah, and a win is a win, whatever said and done. However bad you play, but a win is a win, and that's where United is definitely keeping up to their name. And so Chelsea hasn't beaten United in the last
12.
Yeah, in more than a decade at Old Trafford. And I don't know why I was so excited that we're going to beat them and all, but I was keeping in mind that United is playing such bad football, and so I was pretty sure. But then I forgot that Chelsea is also playing some horrendous shit, and all that garbage basically came out.
Yeah, I mean the game against Everton was good. That I think was the first game United won with greater than 1 goal margin. I can speak for all United fans when I say we were excited after the Everton game. We thought, okay, we're going to thrash Galatasaray. The Champions League is sealed, and then things can only go look up from there. So it seemed like a turning point for United at that point. Then came the Galatasaray fuck ups. Onana, of course, has to be blamed for that shit. We still have a chance. I think it's a very minuscule chance. We need Copenhagen to draw with Galatasaray. We need to beat Bayern. Beating Bayern is still hopeful, considering that they are already topping the group, so they're probably going to rest their first team, and we're playing at home, so there is in probability a chance, but it's not something you would bet on. And then I think Newcastle was a absolute schooling in how to control a game. I think Eddie Howe is doing a brilliant job with Newcastle, but I think that was also a wake-up call, because coupled with that and then the reports about unrest in the dressing room, I think Ten Hag came out with a point to prove. I think he got his squad pick completely spot on. Rashford definitely needed to be dropped. I think he had kind of thought he could get away with not tracking back for the Newcastle game. I don't know, he seems to me like a bit of a confidence player. When everything is going fine, then he's on a roll, but when he's in a rut, he finds it a little bit difficult to pull himself out of, and then he goes about the body language is off. He wants to be played on the left, he can't accommodate. I think football these days, you need to be able to adjust to any position and still grind out a performance, put a shift in, which he didn't do. So I think Ten Hag got that decision spot on. He dropped Rashford, and then I think the results speak for themselves. Everyone had a great game, I think, apart from Lindelof, or maybe Haaland was not so lucky, but apart from that, United really put in a shift and we got the result.
Yeah. So what do you think going forward? Do you think Ten Hag should keep his job, or do you think he should get sacked?
So I think the results will dictate what the club should do with Ten Hag. Obviously, we have Ratcliffe coming in. He's looking to make changes. He's going to be in charge of sporting operations. So we know that Arnold is already probably going to get the sack. We're going to bring in new CEO, new sporting director. So Ten Hag's job, and judging from how United have done in the last this season so far, Ten Hag's job is far from secure. But I think results going forward, results would dictate how far he is away from the sack or not. And if we can continue to do the things that we did in the Chelsea game, then maybe he can get away with that. United is still a work in progress, and results will come down the line.
But do you think Ten Hag is going to change the performance from here on? Do you hope that he does?
I'm optimistic about that, number one, because I think United still has a lot of baggage from previous eras. We still have a lot of dead weight that needs to be moved on from the club. The likes of Martial, Lindelof, Donny van de Beek, these guys need to go. So the clear out is not completely done. Having said that, I do not agree with a lot of the recruitment Ten Hag has made. I think Anthony, up till this last game, I think that was like 80 million down the drain. I would love to be proved wrong. Weghorst was not a great signing either. I think Mount is absolutely shit.
Absolutely agree to that. I mean, you guys totally helped us with that, but you guys are suffering now. So what do you think about Onana? Do you think he is going to come better after this performance?
You, of all people, know how I feel about fucking Onana.
Yeah, I remember at the beginning of the season, I was always for Onana, and you were like, no, De Gea. And I'm completely proved wrong over here, definitely. But I also said that because of the performance he did with Inter Milan. So keeping that in mind, he was pretty good. But I don't think he can handle the Manchester pressure.
I think with Onana, so obviously you and I have had big disagreements about this. I think at the end of the day, for my preference with a keeper is that shot stopping comes first. Of course, De Gea had his share of gaffes, but for me in a keeper, I'm looking for shot stopping first. Obviously, Ten Hag is taking a leaf out of Klopp's and Guardiola's book. He wants a ball playing keeper, somebody who's good with their feet so that United can play out from the back. I think in terms of, because Onana reached the finals of the Champions League, so there's no questioning his ball playing abilities. But I think the pressure of being at United combined with the situation at United, both in terms of ownership and the overall infrastructure in the club, coupled with a constantly rotating back four, I think that has played a part in him making errors that should not be the case. It's hard to say whether I would stick with him or not. He has had good games where he's played really well, and then there's of course about 7 or 8 goals that he's given away, and these are goals that have cost United in terms of the 3 points. So I'm still on the fence on whether he's a good signing or not.
Yeah, definitely. Also, what do you think about McTominay? He's like really stepped up, and he was going to get sold. So from what the situation was and what it's now, what do you think is going to look like moving forward with McTominay?
After this game, I think they should play him as a striker, honestly. But I know that's not the case. He's a box-to-box midfielder. He was going to get sold. I think United can take all the help they can get right now. So if he's leading our goal scoring charts, and I think we need to try and hold on to him at least for the foreseeable future. Performance will dictate whether or not he should stay beyond next summer, but at the moment, of course, he's in form. We need to play him. He needs to be alongside either Amrabat or Mainu, and I think Ten Hag in the last game has given him a little bit more freedom going forward as opposed to just sticking to defensive duties. So, and we saw the results of that. So
yeah, totally. McTominay is really saving Ten Hag's job as well, because if it wasn't for McTominay, y'all would have lost a lot of games, and that probably would have got Ten Hag the sack, I feel.
Yeah, he's been clutch for a couple of games.
So, we don't know how long this is going to save Ten Hag's job. But it really has to take a really big U-turn for Ten Hag to keep his job and to move forward, because I feel the dressing room is not with him.
I don't think that's true. There were reports of that apparently, but after seeing the Chelsea game, I don't think that's true. As in, I'm sure there are a few players who are not on his side. Sancho, of course, not. I think Varane is unhappy because Maguire is in form, so he's been playing Maguire. You can't really blame him for that because Maguire won Premier League Player of the Month for November. He's vastly improved compared to what he was. So you can't drop Maguire for sure. And Varane is not a left-footed centre back, so you can't slot him with Maguire. And then the problem with Varane is that he is injured every other game, so he's not the most reliable option. So I don't blame Ten Hag for dropping Varane, but there are going to be people like this Sancho, Varane who don't agree with his methods. I think there is some players apart from them also, maybe Martial, who are not on board, but I don't think it is the majority of the dressing room. So, and I'm saying that based on the performance with Chelsea. I mean, the guys who played yesterday do not seem like players who don't agree with their boss.
Yeah, and the funny part is, now I feel that Pochettino has lost the dressing room because the way Chelsea played was fucking horrendous. They looked dead. They looked absolutely flat, and they looked so bad that you guys looked good.
Though I think we looked good.
No, I think we were really bad.
No, you all were bad.
We were absolutely like disgraceful, and all of them were. It's not that there was one player who was better or anything. They were all horrendous.
I think Sanchez was
Sanchez was the guy who made like 20% of a difference, but he as well was playing some really shitty passes at the back where you always it could have gone in. So yeah, I'm definitely like pissed off with Chelsea, and United versus Chelsea is always a very exciting game to watch.
Yeah, all said and done, I think it was very entertaining. Even we obviously support our own teams, but even from a neutral's perspective, it was
an entertaining game of shambolic football as well. I don't think any of them really did some extremely beautiful football playing, but United getting a win is a win, and that is what champions do. It's all in the DNA, right? Because Old Trafford is Old Trafford, and for Chelsea, beating them has always been difficult.
I think they needed the win more than anything else. I think everyone understood that a win is the bare minimum at Trafford to get the narrative changed on everything that's been happening with United. So it was a kind of, make or break kind of game.
Yeah. So how do you feel like being Sofian Amrabat?
Everyone who watches football pretty much. So like you, Mudit.
Yeah, I think when we're watching the games, we call you Amrabat as well.
Yeah. Also considering my dad's side of the family is from a place near Bombay called Ambernath, so I often get called Sofian Ambernath, which is so yeah.
But I don't know why, but I feel maybe like Amrabat has some Indian connection somewhere, because Amrabat sounds like a pretty Indian surname as well. So
I've not done the research.
Imagine if that was true.
Yeah, we don't care as long as he plays well, and if he sticks around with United and playing well, awesome.
So this was a good conversation we've had, and I feel we should do a lot more of these.
Let's see.
So thanks a lot, Ashwin.
Cheers, man.
Okay, now before we go, please smash that like button and please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to finger that bell icon so that you get all the updates. Adios, guys.